Whew. Hey, I basically don't know where I'm going with this, but I think that if I have momentum, it will take me somewhere. And someone told me today that emotions are like a waterfall and they need somewhere to flow, that being the water below. Otherwise, it just gets flooded. So I feel like this is sort of my diary that I can put my feelings into, um, to just get off my chest so I don't ruminate. And also, so in the future, I can look back and get get a perspective. Sometimes people think that everything's dark and suffering and misery. And when they start to keep track of good days, bad days, when they reflect, they may see that the bad days were exaggerated. And I think I do that a lot. I think we all do that a lot. It makes sense. We hold on to and focus on and remember more so negative things as obviously just a survival thing. Um, it makes sense to have more. Anyways, I just, I don't know, man. My my tooth kind of fell out. It got chipped, so now I got a little chipmunk gap. I don't know if I should laugh or kick a field goal, but that's there now, and it's kind of funny. I lost my canines. One just beside a canine, but it looks like canines. Just bad oral health, to be honest. It's kind of like me being a kid, being a rebel. My parents would always say, "Make sure you say your prayers and you brush your teeth before bed." And being an atheist, I'm like, I ain't doing any of that. Just like the worst way to rebel. Um, yeah, I got to get on my oral health. I need to, and I don't like kissing. Not only because of my own, but just other people's mouths are just gross. But I do want to get on the blueprint thing. The Brian Johnson like stack and everything. So you'll see me probably doing like I don't know, story of like how I got healthy and whatever. Anytime now. Still eating garbage. Just had just like vegan mushroom pies and like I don't know, Tostitos, tequilos, some kind of like junk. Yeah. So the thing I wanted to get off my chest is my boss. He's crazy. He's a dark triad. He's Machiavellianism, which is like getting what you want by all means necessary. Psychopathy, which is just no remorse, and narcissism, a grand sense of self. This guy, I mean, I'm pretty sure the way he started his landscaping company, because he keeps giving hints about this stuff, is that he literally just went to someone's trailer with all the like lawnmower, blower, trimmers, tarps, shovels, like the trailers that are attached to the landscaper's trucks. I'm pretty sure he literally just picked up someone's trailer, hooked it on his truck, and drove off. And that's how he started his company. Like he's given like hints about that. And it's just incredible when you have an eye for disingenuous people. Like I fact check everything he says. He says like, "Oh, Russia mines $200 million of Bitcoin every day." The whole world doesn't even do that. He says, "Oh, I got a blood type O, therefore I'm a carnivore and I have to eat animal products." It's just complete nonsense. And every single thing the guy says is bogus. And all his stories are made up and exaggerated. He believes in like aliens and reincarnation. Of course, every past life he remembers, he was some epic, well-respected leader marching an army into greatness and all this absurd stupidity. It just and you can tell by the way people around him treat him, like no one really takes him seriously or respects him. He really got on my nerves, so much that I quit. And I had to just suddenly do it. It was just a text like at midnight, just because I realized that I'm thinking about him at night, and I'm like dreading going to work because I'm just going to put up with this attitude of like, something's wrong. It's super duper serious because, we're landscaping and it's rocket surgery. So lives are on the line if a tarp is missing, or like a little like rake is broken or something. I don't know. We throw the stuff in the back of the truck. Sorry, I know this is kind of like, uh, you know, annoying, and this is why I never did this, because who wants to listen to someone just complain? But it is my life story, and I'm going to try to not focus on just the negative feelings, but I do want to try this, getting it out. I'm just too lazy to write it down, right, in a journal and have all these papers. So yeah, I get like a text earlier this week saying, "Oh, sorry everybody that I yelled at you guys, and turns out the tarps that were missing were in my shed. I forgot that I put them there." And stuff like that happens all the time. He just comes up to you super serious, like man, the guy's going through something, just took some kind of drugs, and just way completely inappropriately serious, and just starts going off about something like it's completely nonsensical. Um, just just one stupid thing after another. Like for instance, I ran over a rock with a lawnmower, and it made a funny noise, and then it stopped it making the noise, and it just works fine. And we have used it for like a month since. But he goes, "Oh, you need to buy me a new lawnmower." Yeah, so I'm gonna garnish $400 off your paycheck, which is illegal, by the way. And with him doing that, shouldn't I get the old lawnmower? And shouldn't we maybe stop using the old lawnmower? And shouldn't he take that money to buy a new lawnmower? Yeah, you know why? Because he's a liar and he just cares about himself and just wants the money, which is funny because at lunch, he brags about how he's like a really honest person, and he doesn't like it when other people screw everyone else to get what they want. And it's funny because like the things that people talk about usually symbolizes something. It's telling about them. There's usually a trend, and it's just like Donald Trump just going around saying, "I'm not racist, you're racist. I'm not a puppet, you're the puppet." And it. I mean, like what I'm doing right now is I'm just explaining a situation that I found frustrating, and a person and a personality type that I find very frustrating. It's not telling about me, but it is telling about my experiences and how like fed up I am. Um, but if like for no reason, I would just start saying things like, um, I I'm too tired to think of an analogy. Oh man, why did I get into this? Whatever. I try to be very transparent, anyways. But this guy, man, he's just so bananas. And yeah, anytime something breaks, he's always like investigating and trying to blame someone, and just being so absurd and rude. And I think he like sabotages people just to have some drama in his life because he needs that momentum. He's got his cycles of like okay days and like crazy bad days, and if nothing's happening and it's time for a crazy bad day, he'll just make something up. Like we were doing a really good job at sites, and I was just using the leaf blower to clean everything, all of the grass that we may have got onto the sidewalk and the walkways. And I had like no time to do this. I had 40 minutes to go through this huge complex, and I'm very detail oriented. So I get into the patios and I just I clean even like the walls that have like spider webs and things, and I'm just doing an immaculate job. And he knows there's a time crunch, and he knows that we're 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 done certain sections, and I just blew this one section, and he literally saw me. He didn't know that I saw him see me, but I know he saw me because he was right there, and I got a leaf blower, and it's really loud. And he goes and he takes a weed whacker and just goes and like cuts a strip like for no reason. Like seriously, it was like by the dumpsters in like this corner, and he just does that and just leaves the grass there. And then later at like I don't know, like 6 p.m., I get a message from a coworker. He's like, "I need to talk to you. This is something came up, right?" And then when I talk to him, I call him. He sounds like super serious, like, "Oh man, you're in trouble." And they always warn me, like, "Oh, the boss, he's really violent. You know, he's gonna kill you one day. He's gonna rip your head off if you do this or that." And it's just complete fucking nonsense that I do not need in my life. And I mean, unless you have a loaded fucking gun to my head, even then, I probably won't take him seriously, like, or care. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just, oh my god. So, no, I see right through him. And the guy goes, my friend goes on to say that man, I can't do this. Like, this is so fucking annoying. I just don't like this. It's just listening to myself, fucking bitch.